It's been great so far. We've done about half of the tour now, I think. We had a lot of problems with buses breaking down and a lot of technical issues. We had to cancel the Barcelona, all the Spain shows.
Yes, I have to read it. Yeah.
And it's been a mess, but audience-wise, it's been great the whole time. So I have nothing to complain about. It's really good.
This is really good.
Yeah. It's been almost only good reviews, actually. We were a little bit overwhelmed how good response we got for this album, so it's only been good. I haven't seen a lot. We've seen a few, reviews saying it's kind of boring, but overall it's been really, really good. Especially in Sweden as well, which we never have any. We've always been an unknown band in Sweden.
What?
Yeah, well, it's been known, but underground,
Yeah.
But now it's kind of. We played Stockholm now. It was packed and it was great. So
That's great.
Moving up.
Yeah.
It's not planned at all. Not at all. But I think because Jonas and Anders have been writing music, separately but together for a long time, so they kind of know, kind of sound a little bit the same. I think that I wrote a song as well, but I wrote it co-wrote it with Jonas, so we kind of got the same vein of it. So it kind of fits together real nice. So it's not planned at all. It's just how it turned out.
So it's really great. From the first to the last song.
Yeah, maybe that's true. I'm really, I gotta tell you, I'm really sick of this album. I listened to it so many times when we were in the studio. It's like over and over again. I never listen to it anymore. It's like I don't want to hear it because, but that's what you get and we play it every night.
Yes, sure.
So I know it's great songs. I love playing them, but I would never put on the album at home right now. Maybe in a couple of years, maybe I can put it on again.
So you play it every night, so you have
you
happen to learn it.
Yeah, exactly. I've listened to it a lot, but I'm very, very happy with it. And I think it sounds great, but too much. Listen to it way too much. So.
Do you listen to older Katatonia stuff?
I don't listen a lot to Katatonia anymore that much. We had to, when we took in older songs in the set that we never played before, we kind of had to listen to it and kind of figure it out. But no, not so much.
Okay. Good.
So. City of Glass is our own studio. We have in our own HQ where we rehearsal place, basically. I did all the guitar work for this album. I recorded all the guitars, and we kind of reamped it in the studio. So we did all that guitar recording in the City of Glass, as we call it. But the ghost board is our producer David Castillo's own studio in the suburb of Stockholm.
Okay.
It was a very long process because we just got back from tour, and it's like, okay, we have to write a new album now, and we have to start recording it then, and it was like, okay, we have to do this now. So we started out, and it kind of came together really easy, which was good because we were in a time limit, but it was really hard work and many hours in the studio doing. And we had this. Frank Default, who did all the keyboard work, he was working in the City of Glass. When I was recording guitars, he was in another room doing all the keyboards. So he kind of did that, and we put it over in my session with all the guitars. We kind of listened to it. So that was kind of separate from the Ghost Board studio. Because then we moved everything over there, and we recorded drums there first. And then we took it to our studio, and we did all the work there. And we got back to Ghost Board, and we did vocals there and mixing and everything. We recorded 2 layers, we did one DI that was was muted all the time, and we had like a guitar sound, just a distorted sound, just to hear how it would sound.
Really? Yeah.
And then we took that off and just used the clean ones and reamped the real amps and stuff.
Do you record it like guitar rig or
no,
with
we used pods actually.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's the same.
Yeah, it didn't really matter. It was so easy just to put it up. You know, it's like there it is, and we got some, you know, the sound from what we used live. We used those sounds basically and just recorded everything. And we reamped it. So.
Okay, good, good. This works good.
Yeah, it was all right. It's so easy nowadays, you know. But really good. But maybe it took too much time because when you don't have to play at the same time, you can like, we can use this amp for this riff, you know. So it took kind of a long time, but it turned out great. So I don't mind. I don't mind it.
Could be a crazy loop, so
exactly. You can do anything. That's the cool part. So. Yeah, I wrote one song, Lithium. The only one with a guitar solo in it, of course.
You're a fan from guitar solos?
Yeah, I like guitar solos. So it was a coincidence how it ended up. It's not like I planned I was going to have a guitar solo on a song. It's not like that. It's kind of like we had this part in the song. It was like I didn't really like the riff as it was. Just like maybe we can, I don't know. I put a guitar solo on it, and it's like it's kind of cool. And it's kind of new for Katatonia as well because they've never used anything like that before. Yeah. It's been working really hard on this album, and also on the last album, I think. But I think he might have worked even harder on this one, actually. So he worked a lot, and he like bounces ideas off us. He's like, I did this. What do you think about this? And we ended up in the studio with like 40 channels of keyboards. So it's like, okay, this we had to like take stuff out because it was so much. It was massive. But he's kind of like he's a little bit mental. He gets really into it, you know, and he just put layers and layers and layers and layers on it. So we had to like take it down a little bit. But he's worked really hard and he's done a fantastic job. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we use backtracks now. I don't know what we're going to do in the future, but I don't think he would be into touring that much. He's kind of a little bit of a loner, maybe, and I don't think he would, feel well in a situation when you have all these people around, all the stress and everything. So maybe we could take him out, maybe on a tour or so, but probably not for like a long tour.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It works really good with the backtracks as well. And we use the laptops to change sounds on our guitars and everything, so everything's run by Pro Tools, so we still have to use that. So
yeah.
Yeah, everything is, and also the vocals and bass switch by MIDI. We use everything, and I run like the backtracks on a MIDI board, just start and stop and change songs and stuff like that.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's all automatic.
It's much comfortable in a show situation. When
the thing is, we used to have like big pedal boards, right?
Yeah, right.
And the thing was, we could never move away from the pedal boards because it's like changes all the time, which made us a little bit like we have a big stage, but no one can move anywhere. So that's why, like, maybe we can do it automatic. And now it doesn't matter; it can be anywhere. It's still gonna switch for you. So that's pretty much why. I think it's all right. It's not like it doesn't sound like a diesel amp or anything, but it works for now at least. So it's really hard to get it's impossible to get it to sound like a real amp unless you use like the Kemper one or whatever. But it's fine. I'm not happy. I'm never happy about everything. And I build all the rigs, all the racks. I do all the backtracks. I do all the switching. So I'm not entirely happy, but I probably never will be either. So, but we're gonna try stuff. Yeah. So hopefully it will sound alright. I think it sounds alright now, but yeah, it's okay.
It's anytime the point question.
Yeah.
Tube or
it's always those old school guys. It's like it can never sound like a tube amp. It's like you wouldn't notice the difference anyways. Yeah. Fuck it.
Is it good to use a tube compressor between?
I guess you could use that. You could do. There's no limit, what you could do. But right now we're using it like this because it's so easy. We have one rack with everything in. So easy when you do a festival, just roll up the rack, you patch it in, you're done. Yeah. And we bring our own monitor desk, so we just patch that in with our in-ears and we're done. We don't have to do like 40 song sound checks or anything. We just do songs, that's what we do, and that's fine.
That's good, that's more comfortable.
So easy. Yeah. And it's nice for the support bands as well, because they usually don't get a lot of time, and now they get quite a lot of time to set up and do their thing. So I think that's cool.
That's good.
We kind of put down, a little bit of strings. We put down a little bit of keyboards and stuff, and then he gets like the template of what we done, and it's like some of the stuff he keeps, and just does with a better sound, and some stuff he puts on. So the basics are always we do the basics, and he puts his stuff on top. So
So I think it's when you create the songs and write the songs, there are a lot of empty parts in it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we give him all he can do whatever he wants. As long as it doesn't take like 4 months to do a song, but he can do whatever he wants. And then in the end, we kind of like, okay, what do we use? But we do the same with like drums and guitars as well. It's like all of a sudden when you're mixing a song, it's like this part is way too long. You didn't hear it until now. It's like then you have to go in and like.
Cut it, Okay.
So all the song is open to change all the way through. That's how we usually. That's pretty much what we did this time. The thing was, the songs weren't really finished when we started writing the album, when we started recording the album. Or they were finished, but a little bit. Yeah. So we never had any time to rehearse. Some of the songs were the first, when Daniel did the drums, it was the first time he ever heard the song. So then we kind of had to do it in parts, otherwise it would take forever to. So that's what we did now, and we don't rehearse much, which is stupid, but.
Okay, right.
Then we end up in the studio for 6 months just to nail it down.
Yeah. Sure.
That's what we've done.
Okay. I think in the time now
everybody does that.
Yeah, really. Yeah. So it's hard to play a complete part really tight to record it.
Yeah, it's impossible to when you were like a kid and you recorded demos in like these.
That's
exactly. And then you had to play like the drums had to be one take, right? Yeah. It's impossible to get that take like super on it. It's impossible. So. I don't mind using the technology, because it shows when you go out live and play, and if you can't play for shit, that's gonna show. So.
Yeah, sure.
So I think it's all right to use that kind of technology.
Yeah, I think why not? If you fit the parts. It's okay, nobody hear it, and I think the technology...
No one cares. People like to complain a lot about stuff, but I don't think anyone cares in the real world. Who cares? this album we used the La Boga,
the Mr. Hector.
not the mix, the other one.
The alligator.
Alligator, yeah.
Oh, really?
That one and a diesel amp.
Oh, okay.
Mixed, I think that's the sound. And for some of the leads we used Mesa Boogie rectifier as well, I think. But most of it is actually the La Boga alligator, because it sound in the studio it sounds really thick. We used them live for a while and it didn't really work, but in the studio they sound really good. So
I have them too, the Hector.
Yeah.
I love this amp, but
it sounds good, but I couldn't really get where I wanted,
Yes.
I don't know why, but
Anders told me last year he just switched it to Blackstar. They have more MIDI options.
The Black Stars are more of a live amp for us, I think. Because they sound really good in a live situation. And the Black Star amps are they sound, sorry, I'm not supposed to swear, but sound really, it's alright. They sound really, really good. So. But now we moved away from amps, so again, we're always going to use amps in the studio, obviously. But in a live situation, because it's so hard, because we can't fly with our own gear, it's going to cost a fortune. So you have to, and to get a Black Star to every festival you do, it's impossible. Sometimes you end up with a Marshall with like broken channel on it, it's like, and you have to use it because it's the only thing there. That's why we wanted to go, so we could bring our own, so we never have to worry
use
about
any backline from other.
No, exactly.
That's really good. Yeah. Sure.
It's easier for us and it's easier for everyone, I think.
Yeah.
That's it was this company in the US. I don't think it exists anymore though. But they make this pedal. What's it called? It's called the capo pedal.
Drop tune.
The drop tune goes down, the capo goes up. I think.
Okay, yeah, good.
So he used the capo one now, and it's really good actually. I don't trust it myself. That's why I use a real capo on my guitars, but it's never been any problems with it actually. And it's really
sounds good.
The trigging is really good. And everything, so it's quite amazing what you can do. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Yeah, but it's cool. I do, because they don't change a lot. I change guitar for every tuning I use. Instead, Anders, I think he retunes his guitar, from the drop tune to the normal tune and stuff like that. But I like to use different guitars for just a comfort thing.
And you prefer the Schecter guitars?
Yeah, with Schecter now, and I'm really happy with those guitars. I have almost no problem with them so far, except for just stuff that happens when you tour a lot with guitars. But they're really solid, sound great, feels great. I was after a single cut guitar because I was sick of them. So I was actually looking at the ESP ones first, the Eclipse.
The Eclipse,
But a friend of mine in Stockholm who owns a company, he told me you should really try these Schecter guitars, and he set the whole deal up for me. So I was just sure thing.
Okay.
Absolutely.
This is the Sodo 6.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Yeah, they're really, really nice guitars.
Okay.
I got four guitars with me now, all the same. So.
Great.
He uses the TC Electronic Voice Live 2, the new version, the rack version. He used to use the pedal, but now we got it in rack. And it's really good stuff. It's really easy to maneuver, and it's really easy for us to have, all the effects in our ears. All the way, we get it all the way through front of house and in the ear, so we can get all the effects in there, and it makes our performance better because it sounds better. So it's really good, and we use MIDI for that one as well. It's programmed everything. So.
So you can control it also by the arrangement from Pro Tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
we try to like, not all the sounds, but most of the sounds we try to like recreate in the pods from the studio. But in the studio we used only like real pedals. The small stone is on basically every guitar on the whole album. It's everywhere because it sounds so great, you know. But also we used tape reverb. And we had like a bunch of exactly, an old one actually, and we had just a bunch of pedals that we tried, you know, for everything. We tried different things. So I can't really exactly tell you what we used because we used a lot of effects and we tried a lot of effects that never came on the album. So I can't tell you, but we had a lot of pedals and a lot of amps that we tried to use. On the live setup, we used probably just the basics, you know. Delay, reverbs, and wah-wah stuff. So we try to recreate this, but we don't do all of it because it's just too much work.
And the effects are coming as the digital effects in this.
Yeah, we use some digital effects. We use everything in the pods. So.
Yeah. That's also comfortable for the timing.
Yeah, exactly. And now when we program, it's all our delays are always in the right BPM to the song.
It's really. Yeah.
So yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
I think we have about 60 patches in our pods. So like the first two, because we do a stereo thing as well. Because when we play the same riff, me and Anders, we are totally 100% pan, right?
Oh, okay.
And when if Anders goes out to a lead, his lead goes into the middle, and my guitar goes out in stereo with a little bit of latency on one channel, so you don't lose one guitar. It's like you more like add one guitar. Okay. So that's the idea, at least.
That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
that's nice.
Yeah, and then we have about 60 patches. So the first two patches are basically rhythm mono, rhythm stereo, and then we have like clean 80, 90, 100, 110, 20 BPMs, and then we do the same for the crunch, and then we do the same for the leads. So we have all the BPMs like right, so we can get no one cares really. No one would ever notice the difference, but that's what we did. So but it's great. Yeah.
I think if you're standing in the middle in front of the stage, you hear it. That the rhythm switching.
This is the first tour we've used stereo effects as well. So now we got some stuff panning back and forth, and we got ping pong delays and stuff. I think it makes everything a little bit bigger.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Kind of relaxed, everybody, because we're getting old, you know. Everybody's getting older, and when you get older, you don't want to like get shit-faced all the time. You just drink a lot of beer. It's easier just to sit down with your laptop, and everybody's sitting down. You know, if you walk into our backstage 2 hours before the show, everybody's on their computer like this, total silence. So it's just an age thing, I think. We used to be a lot wilder, because I was Katatonia's guitar tech for 6 years before I joined the band.
I know.
And I remember when I started out with the band, it was crazy. We get shit-faced all the time, like trashed backstages. We like acted like animals pretty much. But now we're a little bit too old for that. I like headlining tours or support tours better, because festivals is always stress.
Yeah, I think.
And it's always compromising. I don't mind playing festivals, but when I'm out on tour like this, I kind of feel like, oh, it would be cool to do a festival, but as soon as the festival season starts, like, oh, can't stand this. So. But some festivals are really good, but when you come to these shitty festivals, that's when you kind of like... Oh yeah, that was a stressful day as well.
Yeah, I think it seems like you really relaxed, but when I see what happened going on around the backstage, I think that's not really relaxed.
But we would never go up on stage and like show that we are like unhappy or miserable in any way, because that's the only touring is 3 hours basically fucking hell, and then you do the 1 hour that's really fun, and then you're back to doing nothing again. So it's like the best part of your day.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
So it's gonna be boring to hang out all the day.
Yeah, well, especially when you do such a long tour. Mm-hmm. But I like to do some stage stuff, you know, just to keep my boredom.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
the other guys have different things. Jonas likes to sleep all day, and that's fine too.
So he's the most fittest guy from the band.
Yeah. He likes to sleep, and Anders likes to internet stuff.
Mm-hmm. And from Facebook and all
that.
Yeah,
Facebook and emails and all that shit.
Yeah. Okay.
But of course, we have a lot of business to take care of. Even if we're out here, we have our management sending us stuff, and we have to, you know, we're starting to plan next year now. What's going to happen there, and we have to talk about that all the time. So it's a lot of business going on as well.
Okay.
But as soon as you go on stage, that's the only thing that matters. So I would never be on stage playing and feeling like, oh, I don't want to do that tour next year. Never. It's like. Actually, it doesn't feel very long either.
Yeah.
Because I thought because we did the anniversary tour last year, and then we played for 2.5 hours, I think, and that was kind of painful. At the end, it was like, but now I think it's all right. And we have a little first we do a couple of songs, and then we have a little intermission, it's just a little where you can go off stage and just drink a little water, calm down a little bit, and then we go up and do the rest of it. So, and that helps a lot, I think. So it doesn't feel very long, but I guess 1.5 hours is. I think that's all right. That's if I go see a band, if I go see Tool or something, I want 1.5 or 2 hours. And we try to mix the set as much as possible. Get some old songs in. Don't play too much new songs because you know if you go see Iron Maiden, you don't want to see their new album. You want to see the old shit. Right?
Really.
So we try to mix it up. And I think actually this set list. This is the first tour we use the same set list for so many shows. So I think the response has been good for it. So. That happened, it was actually two things that broke down. First of all, we use 2 computers, right? And one is a backup to the other. And we have a switching system, so if one computer or interface dies, the other one takes over. But what I call the A-rig didn't start at the beginning of the show at all. And it kept, so I had to kind of restart it. And that's just so it restarted, and it took a long time to restart it. And as soon as that was good again, one of the guitar cables broke for some reason. So we had that on top of it. And everybody was like, you know, it's a really stressful situation. There was a lot of people, and everybody's ripping through cables. So, but that was what's happened. It was a computer failure, and the guitar cable broke down. And it's horrible. It was, you know. Felt like an hour.
I think that's struggle with the technique.
Yeah. So it was. I hate when that happens. So that's why I try to use 2 computers so you limit the risk to that.
I think that's good. So you have to start both computers at the same time.
Well, I use when I press the pedal, it starts both computers because I send the MIDI to a splitter and it splits it out to the 2 computers. So I don't have to push them both or anything.
Okay, good. I think you have to be a little bit safe. I think it's a better feeling on stage if you're using computer stuff.
But I try to have backups for everything because if the pedal board breaks down, I can easily do it by hand. You know? So. And if one computer breaks down, the other one takes over. If one of my guitars breaks down, I got 3 more guitars. So try to be as safe as possible. People pay a lot of money to come out and see this, and you want everything to work.
Yeah.
And all the gear, you know, pushed around all the time breaks a lot. Yeah. So.
In such a situation, in the most times the singer went to a comedian, like Mikael Ackerfeld. I think he can make a spoken word too. Yeah, really much. Everybody have fun. What did Jonas in such a situation?
Jonas is the opposite of Mikael Ackerfeld. Jonas is kind of a closed person. You know?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
So I think he didn't really know what to do. Of course, it would be great if he could like do a speech, but he's not that kind of person. I don't think anyone want to push him to be something he's not. So it's not supposed to happen. I work like every day to make sure stuff like that doesn't happen. But when it happens, no one really knows what to do. So it's really hard, and everybody's, you know, what is wrong and how long is it going to take, and
it's a horror situation.
Yeah, it's horrible. But it's like we had the backtracks breaking down in the last American tour. That's why I built a backup rig for it. So, and that time and this time is the only time it's broken down for many. We used it a couple of years. So it'll happen sometime, but it's not very often.
I think it's good you have a backup.
Yeah, we need backups for everything.
Yeah.
Probably got to build another rack exactly the same and as a backup for that rack.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, do you have anything to say to your readers, to our readers and your fans?
I love you.
I love you. Okay, great. Man, thanks a lot.
No worries. Thank you very much.